Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and in today's episode we are checking out an awesome tool called FS Kneeboard. And for you VR users, you're going to want to definitely pay attention to this one. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Okay, so first off, FS Kneeboard is a bunch of things, quite frankly. It is obviously a kneeboard, an electronic kneeboard, but the reason why I said to VR users specifically you want to pay attention is, although it works in 2D mode just fine, as you saw on the screen a moment ago, it is designed specifically for VR. And it has a ton of functionality, everything from planning your flight routes to creating your own waypoints, being able to load flight plans, a notepad in it, has frequency information. You can add your own charts, you can add your own checklists, all kinds of things, as you can see here, optimized for VR. Now, one of the very cool things I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat is that, yes, it has a freeware version, although I am absolutely recommending the payware version. Now, the neat thing about the payware version is that it offers the ability to basically pay what you want. It has a drop-down box, everything all the way down from $15 all the way up to $50, I think is what I saw. Maybe even a bit higher. But you choose what you want to pay for it. Okay, now it's got, again, it does have a free trial option that you guys can check out. I went ahead and purchased the application. I found it to be very, very valuable. The feature, it's simple and yet feature rich. Okay, so we're going to talk about quite a few things. Some of its basic functionality and some of the features that it has with it, and then we're going to talk more specifically towards VR users. Now, I'm not going to be showing the application in VR because I have yet to ever find a way that I find to be pleasant to record in VR, but we'll talk about some of the experiences that I have. Okay, so first let's go through the basics of the application. Now, once you install the application, there are a few settings that you can configure. I'm not going to go through those today because they're very, very black and white and simple to use. If you decide to take my advice and go straight to the Pro version, you'll be fine. If you try the free version and then get the Pro version, be sure to read the email very carefully that will contain your license information. Read it very carefully. If you don't and you just try to install over it, you will have some problems. So make sure you read it very carefully. Okay, I've said it nice and clear there, so hopefully nobody gets surprised by anything. Okay, so now let's just talk about the basic overall layout here. So first off, it pops right up in your toolbar. Now, the cool thing is you can set up a hotkey. That's the only hotkey available at the moment. But once you've opened the window once, then in the settings panel that is on your desktop, you can set up a... Oops. Oh, you know what? I think I need to do it again, so I'll just show you guys. So let's see here. Which screen? I want to do that screen. And let's find our FS panel. There it is. And so we'll go to settings. Nope, hotkeys. So let's do, I don't know, Control, Shift, and I think D is what I did before. Okay, we'll set that up. We can go back to the control panel. And like I said, you can launch the simulator directly from the application, which is pretty handy. But then coming back here, all you have to do is, after you set your keybind, is open it manually once. And then you can use your keybind from that point on to toggle it off and on. Apparently, I'm using one of the, there we go, external pans is what I was doing there. But you can now see that you can very quickly toggle the menu on and off. That's a very easy thing to do. Now, the nice thing about that is that you can now use, especially if you're using SPAD.next or any kind of external keybind, is you can now map that control to your HOTAS or your yoke system or something like that and very easily display the map. So, or the kneeboard for that matter. So first we're going to talk about a few of the options. If you have a flight plan created in in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can load the flight plan from this button here. Okay, it will give you the option to load it. If you have a flight plan like we were just creating there by mistake, you'll be able to remove it. It's got a location finder, which we'll be talking about in just a minute. Here's where you go to your add waypoint. You can now remove a waypoint. You can teleport to a specific location. Now the teleport we'll talk about as well. The nice thing about that is not only can you teleport to location, you can set your altitude, and you can deactivate the toolbar. Okay, now this here allows you to zoom just the map in and out. Don't mistake this for the VR tool that is available. We'll talk about that in a minute when we get there. Okay, and then down here is another cool feature that I hadn't really thought about until I actually spoke with the developer this morning. I was actually asking him if there was any specific things that he wanted me to talk about, and this was one of them. And I had never thought about this before. So right now, if we look here, let me toggle this here. Or maybe we already are. There it is. Right now we're centered on our aircraft. Okay, but if you wanted to make things maybe a bit more realistic, you know, and you just wanted to simulate you using a real world chart, then, and you didn't have, you know, the old, you know, all the cool EFBs and fly pads and all the cool stuff that we have, but you wanted it just to be off, you can click that and you no longer get aircraft tracking. Okay, so you would be flying as you would if you had an old paper map right in your hand. Okay, we're going to leave that on right now because I like the spoiled nature. That is definitely a creature comfort of mine. And you can change the icon to a helicopter or an airplane depending on what you're flying. The wind information up top, 298 at 6 knots. You can cycle your wind information on and off. Here is your map configuration. You can either set it to north as always being up. Track the flight is always up, so no matter which way the aircraft turns, it will always be facing in the north direction, or in the top direction, I should say, not north. But as we turn, the map will rotate, but the aircraft icon will remain the same. I like north up personally. And then you have the ability to manually rotate if you choose. We're going to, again, stay on north up. Coming up to the map options, you've got quite a bunch here. So I'm going to turn this off. What you'll see for default is this. Now, this is actually really handy. You can scroll all the way down. Okay. And you can get some airport information. So there's the runway there. There's our current location. So we'd come out, taxi out this way. But you got a bunch of different options for setting your view. We'll just give it a second here. Okay, so it's just taking a second to load everything in. And I did a speed test, and it looks like my internet service is having a little bit of issues today, which is comforting, to say the least. So anyways, as I was saying, we can select... Oops, I didn't mean to go back to that one. Let's come down here. Let's go to the toner. And this time, we'll just give it a minute. And again, you can still see the runway information there. There's the water. Oops, I keep hitting that. I don't mean to. Sort of a dark mode for at night. I kind of like this one. And then if you want, you can do the open AIP for worldwide, or if you happen to be in Europe, you can open just the Europe flight maps. But we're going to do worldwide because currently we're just outside Chicago. Well, we're actually in Chicago, but we're just, we're not at O'Hare. So we'll give it a second from here. So now it's going to load all of the aerodome information, all the other surrounding airports and locations. Start getting some ATC stuff. Let's make this a little bit easier to see now that I've switched over to this view. Let's go back to the street map. There we go. And so now you have a much clearer indication of the runway. Again, here's the aerodome information starting to come into play. Get tons more information. All your radials, all your VORs, your nav aids, everything. Just a full real-world chart. So that is obviously fantastic, dear. So, and I really believe that. I think this is a very, very cool addition. So if we wanted to go airport hopping, for example, we don't want to go too close, but like let's say we want to go here first. We could create a waypoint. Maybe we wanted to come over here. Come here, and then back home to land, however you'd want to do that. Tells you each leg. Current leg is 16.7 miles. We're at a total distance of 70 nautical miles, and the final heading is 157 degrees. So a ton of really helpful information that's included in this. I mean, I'm really, really impressed by this app. Moving over to the charts page, this is a default template of a standard traffic pattern, which I think was kind of cool to have put in here. I thought that was actually pretty neat, truth be told. But what you can do is we can navigate to, let me show you guys my top monitor again. This is going to be my installation directory, gaming, Microsoft Flight Simulator applications, FS Kneeboard Pro, and inside there's a folder called charts. And here you can create your own folder if you want, like if we want to create a new one. We'll just call this test for now. And then from here, we should be able to go to our folder view, and there's our test folder there. And we can, it's got an automatic PDF to PNG converter, but you can put PNGs or PDF in the directory. A real quick correction, guys, to interrupt this segment of the video. I just had said that the PDFs can automatically be converted into PNG. That is a feature that is in development. It is not yet implemented. And be able to rotate the images as desired, or just leave them as their standard format. But you can put your charts in there, your checklist, things like that. That would be handy for your flight. The notepad. Now, you have the ability to access this also via a tablet. Now, I want to be very clear. My understanding is you can access the notepad. I don't know if the entire notepad or the entire EFB is exportable. I have not dove into that far into it yet, but it's got a couple of different options that's kind of nice. So first off, you can do, and I think it's just a widget. So I think, yeah, you'd have to use either a browser or a tablet, and then you can draw it. So yes, it's just the kneeboard or the notepad that you could use, either using your a stylus or your fingers. But so you have scribble mode up here, which you could just say, overkill is great. Wow, that was terrible. Boom. Okay. And then you can have multiple pages. You can also use a text keyboard. Okay. And so you can save different pages. You have up to 5 different pages here that you can put notes on. When you're done with it, you simply come down to the trash can at the bottom, clear it, and that's taken care of and out of your hair. Or you could keep it on there for later use. Now, coming down to the left-hand side here, you have a red light flashlight. So if you're, simulating... Oh, why did we lose my engine? Because Microsoft Flight Simulator turned off my throttle. Thanks, Microsoft. Anyway, so you have the red light simulating a night flashlight that you would use if you were doing night flying. Now, here you have a brightness control. You can set it as dim or dark as you would like, or dim or bright as you want. Reset it back to default. Now, these next two are where you VR users are going to want to pay very close attention here. Now, you can see in 2D view, I can click these all I want. Well, actually, I guess it's working. Slowly, it's working. What this is actually doing is scaling the image. In VR, and if you look at the entire thing was changing. Everything is changing as I do this. The icons are getting bigger. Okay. The purpose of this is to actually scale the resolution based on the VR headset that you have. Some VR headsets you want objects to be a bit bigger, some you want to reduce their scaling, and you can both do the full screen or you can increase the width. You can see it scaling horizontally. Let's rescale those back to default. That is a major improvement for VR. That's a really fantastic feature for virtual reality. I have tried out multiple VR headsets in my time already. I have had the Oculus Rift, the Oculus Rift S, the what is that darn thing called? The new one, the portable one. What can I think of it? The Quest I have, Pimax 5K and the Pimax 8K. I've tried them all. And absolutely, this is a big one, is being able to change the resolution based on what headset you're in and what the scaling of the headset is by default. So if you've ever been in VR and been trying to use an app and been really obnoxious because either it's too small or it's too large, now you have the ability to scale that down and make it more comfortable. Okay, and then of course, again, the ability to quickly reset it back to default. Kudos to that, because that's actually something that's often missed as well. So that's what I meant by you don't want to mistake scaling the resolution for your zooms. Okay, this is just exactly what it sounds like, a zoom in and a zoom out, right? Now, here's the cool part, the final part that I want to show you guys. Well, two more parts I want to show you guys. Is, first off, what do we have here? Let's see, the teleport option. So let's say I wanted to go, well, actually, we'll hold off on that. So we've highlighted teleport, but we're going to come back to that. Let's go to the find location button. And let's say I wanted to find Kilo, Tango, Uniform, Sierra, Tucson, baby. There it is, East Hermans Road. That is actually the address of the airport. Now, I can either just search it on the map, I can set a waypoint marker there, or I can teleport. So let's just do teleport. Altitude 850. No, we probably want to be right at ground level, honestly. Oh, not negative 1,000. Let's see here. Let's just find out what happens. We should probably be flying before you guys try this. So if this goes bad, please don't blame the developer. Okay. But here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, it broke the airplane. Okay. Fair enough. Like I said, that's not fair. Do not blame the developer for that. That's sort of like a no-brainer. I probably set it below ground level and crashed the airplane. So let's do this. Let's spawn ourselves in the air. Same location, and we'll try the teleport again. So it doesn't take me long, don't worry. So we're just going to drop us in there, set departure, hit fly. So far, I'm really impressed with this app and the capabilities of it. I think the biggest things that I have found that were really appealing, I love being able to track or create your own waypoints. I think that's going to be great for VFR flying. The different map views are really awesome. The ability to turn on and off the aerodome information, that's very nice. As cool as the navigational charts are, sometimes I do like just being able just to see what's sort of around me without having to necessarily, you know, read through. Oh, and it saved all the information previously. That's kind of awesome. Okay, so let's try this again. This time I won't spawn the plane into the ground. So again, search. And again, I could either just search the airfield and location, or I can create a waypoint, or we can teleport. So we're going to go teleport. Let's take us to like 5,800. I want to make sure I don't do that again. Hit teleport. And I'm home. There's Tucson, and we are directly flying over Tucson International. We're headed north. So, again, very cool feature, and that was very seamless. That was a very nice teleport. There wasn't any weird issues. We didn't have any odd behavior. Again, not going to hold them responsible when I spawn it into the ground. I would expect the results that we got. So anyway, I have been thoroughly impressed with this program. Like I said, I think I really enjoy the fact that it's sort of a set your own payment kind of situation, because there are similar applications out there that do similar things, but I think that they are a bit on the overpriced side. Okay, so like I said, so far this is really fantastic. Now I am going to do one more search location here. I'll show you guys something else that I think we can do here. So I'm going to clear the search, and you know where we're going to go. Tango November Charlie Mike, probably my favorite place to ever go. One of these days before I die, I want to make sure to go there for real. So there we go. Airport raid Simpson Bay. We got two of them here. Now that I'm not sure. 61139. I guess we'll just pick one. They're seconds away from each other. So let's go search. There it is. Tango November Charlie Mike. Princess Juliana, for those who are unaware. So I'm going to see if I can more or less set us up onto an approach. I hope that's actually a good representation of the runway and its location. So I'm going to sort of stick us here. Probably still going to be too. Now let's bring us down to about 2,600 feet. The only thing I do wish that we could do from the teleporter is set our heading. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to add. Because, for example, if I wanted to just spawn and be in there, that'd be kind of cool. But not a big deal. Okay, wait a minute. If that scales 1 nautical mile, maybe we'll come a little closer. Let's do that instead. And again, let's bring that altitude down. We're right at sea level, so I'm going to bring it down about 900 feet. And let's cross our fingers. Here we go. Whoa. Woo! I think we were too close. But there she is. Right there. There's Princess Juliana. So actually, that's really not a bad position. Make a left turn traffic, get configured, and we'll be coming in on the approach. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do here. Just a fun way to end a very cool video. I am really impressed with this tool. I really like it a lot. And I'm sort of going to track us. It's got our waypoints over there. That's funny. And let's bring this down here in size. And obviously you can click it off the screen. The reason why I don't do that why is my autopilot on? The reason why I don't do that in the videos is because it literally takes over the entire recording. Anytime I export any window, not just this. If I try to pop this out to outside of the simulator, it screws everything up. It's really dumb. But without crashing into the water, let me see if I can pan this around. There we go. I want to be able to see our reference here. The other thing that I'd be interested in, I think that would be a really cool tool to add to this, is the ability to draw a course line, if you will. So, for example, maybe we can, well, I guess I can do that. Hang on a second. I'm going to try to do this again without crashing, but I have a feeling I'm going to crash. Let's go back to our waypoints here. Let's clear. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, there we go. Trash all of our waypoints. Let's make a waypoint here. Oh, am I not selected? Nope. There we go. Let's make a waypoint here and there. That should be helpful. All right. So, boom. You like me flying the G-36 like a fighter? How about that, right? Start kicking some flaps down, put the prop back to full, get myself configured somewhat intelligently. But now we're just going to fly it as is here. See, I like things like this. I like my creature comforts. Call it what it is. I'm spoiled. We'll see how close to the fence line we can get. There she is. So a couple things that, like I said, I would add to this. I would still think I would add a course line versus a waypoint. I think that'd be kind of cool to be able to draw a line. Maybe create marker notes. Put notes on the map. You know, look for green building or, you know, green tower or whatever, however you want to do that. I think that'd be kind of a neat feature to be able to do it right on the map. If it's already there, you know, then I'll have to dig in deeper and discover it. I think another cool feature for something like this would be controlling sim rate. I would recommend that as well. And then the ability to take screenshots from the map. If I could add 3 things there, I think those are what I would add. Screenshots for the map I think would be kind of helpful, especially if you wanted to save them for later use. All right, so it's got us already turning inbound on our course here, on our heading. Let's see how far that. Close enough. Wow, we're high. 0 throttle. Gear down. Certainly still would have gotten us far enough, or close enough, I should say. And then from here, take that out. And that is FS Kneeboard in a handbasket. Very quick review of it. I tried to be as thorough as I could with that one, guys. I really am very impressed with this application, and I'm really excited to be able to use it further. VFR flying, I think, is where it's going to be the most fun for me personally. But it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. And again, you have the ability to basically to almost pay whatever you're willing to pay for it. So it's not a required this mount, you know, you actually have the option to sort of throw some of your own choice in there, obviously with a little bit of limitation, which is understandable. It really is. Let's see here. We gotta try to scrape this fence, guys. I'm gonna try to scrape the fence here. Not like I'm gonna be blowing anyone off of it with a G36, but you know. Oh, I gotta import my scenery add-on again. Alright, we're gonna try to stick the number here. Nope. Ooh, nice and soft though. Anyways, so yeah, that is FS Kneeboard, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little review of it. I think the developer is doing a fantastic job on the website. One of the things that I actually do truly appreciate about his website is the fact that he talks a bit about himself, so you get some relationship to the developer, getting an understanding of why he's doing what he's doing and where his passion lies. He very clearly has a great passion for simulation and virtual reality. I want to remind everyone who is a VR user, this is aimed specifically at you. Just us 2D users get to take advantage of all of its features as well. We'll be seeing definitely a lot more of this application on the channel as time moves on. I'm really excited to check out the Scratchpad, especially when it comes time for us to start getting on VATSIM, which we're going to be doing very, very soon. I have begun the process to set all of that up and get it rolling. So soon we will have some sort of live ATC, at least on some videos, moving forward. Excuse me. As always, my friends, stay safe and healthy. You know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe. Ring the bell for future notifications of content if you guys enjoyed it. And above everything else, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.